Yo, Vice Admiral Strawberry here, and I have the hiccups, so I'm gonna be like randomly like just jumping back like I have Tourette's or something. But I couldn't wait any longer. So apparently, the One Piece chapter 803 came out early, and now that I'm checking my sub box, I'm seeing reviews from like 20 hours ago, and it must have literally came out right when I fell asleep, which is like so unlucky. But anyway, I just finished reading the chapter, and the chapter was hype. Chapter was pretty hype. So I'm gonna try to do like a sort of read along type thing. I have read it, obviously, so I'm just gonna read along through it again just so I don't miss anything. For a cover page of Frankie racing a shark with this boat that looks like Hercules, the guy that trained Usopp. Cover pages, color pages rather. There's this really nice one of Koala. Like, damn. So, yeah. So they finally arrived, the mythical island of So yeah, they arrive and they find the Thousand Sunny. And, yeah, they find the Thousand Sunny, and then they're looking around for Sanji, Nami, Brooke, and the rest of the crew, and they see that they're not there, obviously. So then Bartolomeo and his crew decide to depart because they don't want to infringe on the Straw Hats' adventures. So one last fangasm from Bartolomeo as he's crying, you know. And the Straw Hats ignore him, which, you know, could be funny. Animated, I didn't find it that funny. And so Konjuro summons a climbing dragon to climb the back of the Elephant Zoe's leg. And either Frankie or Zoro or Usopp says, it looks so ugly I almost want to put it out of its misery. So, and Robin is thinking to herself, it's so cute. Which, I mean, I don't think Robin's ever like thought to herself something's cute and started blushing, and she's blushing. Like, she might say somewhat like a man is cute just to like manipulate them, and it works all the time. Sorry, oh my god, I probably look crazy as hell. But I guess Robin has a new gag for like liking. Maybe she's gonna like ugly looking creatures, or maybe she just likes dragons. So, wink, wink. So then Luffy calls Bartolomeo Lameo, bro. So, and then he says goodbye, Lameo, bro. So now they're climbing up Zoe. So now Bartolomeo and his group are headed off to elsewhere in the story. And to be honest, when I log on my computer, the first thing I bring up is like YouTube, and I see One Piece Chapter 803 review, and I see Dragon's face, and I'm like, well, that's obviously fake, because I don't think I've ever seen Dragon in a chapter like with actual dialogue, like with actual actions. Like, I've seen him like standing there just being like, when someone mentions him and they show his face, but I guess I don't really know what he looks like when he's being drawn very much, because I caught up to the manga around the beginning of Punk Hazard. So yeah, Dragon, it's Dragon, and he's saying how a lot of the rebel armies throughout the world are being victorious in their fights, especially with Doflamingo being taken down. It's sort of turning the tides in a lot of wars. So, and Koala comes back and is talking to Dragon and says how there's a special mineral made in the weapons. Oh, so yeah, Koala and the revenue and Sabo and the rest of the revolutionaries are the ones that took the weapons, which is something I was questioning when we got to see Rob Lucci, and obviously he was reporting back to whoever that someone stole the weapons, so it was the Revolutionary Army who took them. That could have been, that was probably stated before that, and Rob Lucci didn't know, but we should have known. So I feel like I'm saying something stupid by saying that. I might be, but anyway. Koala says there's a special mineral called liquor. So there are only a few countries that actually mine it, so perhaps we can use this information and get closer to the mastermind behind the manufacturers of all these weapons. So yeah, so Dragon says excellent work and whatnot, and he asks about Robin. So, and they say how the rumors about Robin being captured weren't true, and that's obviously has to do with on Shabodi Archipelago. Shabondi. Oh my god, like, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, you know how they're the fake straw hats, and the government captured that Robin with that offered Chopper a pickle. Remember that? Or offered the fox that was supposed to be Chopper a pickle, and then a bitter, and then they bagged both of them. I think that's how it went, and that was the end of that. So yeah. We see this panel of Sabo like doing this roundhouse kick, and his foot's made of fire, and it looks pretty awesome. So I guess Sabo was like training his powers a bit right now, and you can see like people like cheering behind him. So I mean, of course, Sabo's gonna have to practice to be able to use his devil fruit, efficiently. Because I feel like at the beginning for a normal Logia, then the mindset of them being intangible is almost makes them weaker. I mean, in a place like the New World. So Dragon says, summon all the leaders of the revolutionary armor scattered across the globe. And Koala freaks out. She says, do you really want to gather that lot in one place again? Okay, so we did get introduced, well, not introduced, we got sort of a silhouette of a new character in the Revolutionary Army. I don't know if it was last chapter. No, it was two chapters ago where Doflamingo had his speech, and it had the Yonko, the Supernova, the Marines, and the Revolutionary Army. We had a silhouette, so I assume we're going to meet whoever the silhouette of that new person was in the Revolutionary Army sooner rather than later. Sorry guys, the hiccups. And then we had Blackbeard, and I know I mentioned that we hadn't seen X person's reaction to sort of Doflamingo being taken down. So, and one of those people I mentioned was Blackbeard. So I guess now we're sort of getting Blackbeard's current position right now. So the New World, a certain sea. So we see Lafayette and we see Shiryu of the Rain. So Shiryu's like sort of maintaining one of his swords by like wiping it down, and Lafayette's on the Denden Mushi with Burgess. And they said they swung by just Rosa, and Burgess wasn't there. So long story short, Burgess stowed away on I'm assuming one of the revolutionary ships, and now he's on the base. He's on the island where the revolutionaries' base is located. So he's talking to Lafayette, and he tells him, "Bring everyone and attack my current location. We've got our hands on a huge stockpile of weapons here." I found it, boys. The general headquarters of the Revolutionary Army. So it's gonna be Dragon, potentially a big, huge confrontation between the Revolutionary Army and the Blackbeard Pirates, which is, pretty intense. I'm pretty hyped about it. Burgess looks beat up. He says, "Bring Doc Q," because he's hanging on by a thread over here. So we'll get to see. We should definitely see Doc Q's abilities whenever they arrive. Maybe he has some sort of special healing devil fruit. Maybe he's just a talented doctor. Obviously, he's based off of the witch from Sleeping Beauty. Is it a witch? With the apples, the poison apples, and whatnot. And then on top of that, we get Buggy. New World Callius Bari Island, Buggy District. So we see this panel of almost like an amusement park with this huge amount of tents, with one huge tent in the back, and it has I don't know if that's the same Jolly Roger Buggy had before, but it looks pretty sweet. It's pretty much just a skull and crossbones with a red nose in the center, and then a skull and crossbones on the forehead. Crossbones on the forehead of the skull, of that skull. Like Buggy has on his face. So we see Buggy is saying how people are now hiring pirate mercenaries to complete the war market, because Doflamingo's weapons are no longer being delivered. So Buggy's business is booming. And from here we see Buggy's sort of wearing a very large black cloak, or almost like a bodysuit, like a fat suit, like one of those air fat suits. And I guess it's so he could stretch his body apart, but you can't tell which parts where. Which I think that's pretty cool way to use his ability. So he could sort of, so it's like, okay, he's sort of pulling not a Pika, a Trable. Like how Trable wasn't actually a Logia, he just had a really big cloak and a really small body, so you couldn't, you would miss him just because you accidentally missed his body, because you didn't know where his body was. So yeah, so maybe Buggy. A lot of people were saying Buggy is actually Shichibukai level. I don't think he's, obviously, no matter how strong he's gotten, I don't think he's top tier among the Shichibukai. But obviously, I think he must have gotten stronger. I would like for him to have gotten stronger. It could be possible he's just completely the same. But anyway, I go to the next page, and behind Buggy, by the way, Buggy has his new character design. He has a lot more hair. He almost looks like Caesar Clown. We see Richie. I assume it's Richie. It's like a big lion, like a big fat lion. I feel like Richie was a lot bigger than that. So, but that was just the anime. I swear every time in the anime he got smaller. Richie got smaller. The lion tamer guy tames, I guess. And then there's I forget that lion tamer's name. And there's also the unicycle guy. But I remember Alvita and Mr. 3 are also there. And they're just chilling in the VIP behind Buggy. So that guy, the lion tamer guy, he's telling Buggy how Hadrudin, who is, I recognize that name immediately as the giant that was on Dressrosa, is leaving Buggy's sort of employment, and then he says he's taking the other 4 giants with him, and Buggy sort of freaks out at that moment. So, and he asks, "What's the reason?" So obviously Buggy is gonna have another reason to be mad at Luffy again. We cut back to Zoe, and Robin's still blushing over this ugly dragon. And apparently a dragon's climbing very slowly up the back leg of the elephant, which I read in the comments somewhere that Luffy's going to ask if it poops. So since they are climbing up the back leg, I mean, it would make sense for him to think of that. So, I mean, it is a ginormous object to climb, so... And the dragon looks like it's huffing and puffing, so I don't know if it has like stamina that it's gonna run out of or not. That really sort of suck. I wonder if it would just like poof, like it was a ninjutsu in Naruto, or like a clone in Naruto, just poof, and then they just start falling. So then yeah, Kin'emon explains how Konjuro and him were looking for their comrade, who... Alright, let me read this. Indeed, we left the Wano Kingdom for Zoe. This is our original destination. We must confirm Momonosuke's safety, says Konjuro. As well as whether or not our last comrade, the ninja Raizo, with whom we were separated at sea, has safely landed here. So, yeah. So that other comrade name was Raizo, and he's a ninja. And I mean, everyone has like some huge reaction shot. You know, it's funny though. I don't think that they weren't reacting to the ninja; they were reacting to the on breaknecks issue. So everybody turned around like ninja. Now they turned around like no chapter. So. Yeah, Luffy has stars in his eyes, and something's falling towards them, and that's the end of the chapter. So, and just like that, they're all in a pinch, and that's the end of the chapter, yeah. So, no chapter next week, that sucks. I swear, Oda's like Luffy in Gear 4th. It's like, he'll go ham, and kick ass, and then it's like, oh, I can't do anything. So, but I think we're all used to that by now. And if you're new to the series, or you're new to catch up, you've probably seen the on breaknecks issues in the bottom of each chapter. So yeah, I think I was sort of, I didn't call a few things, but I want to say I did think, I guess you could say I didn't call it, but alright, whatever. So I was saying how we didn't get to see Blackbeard's reaction. We still technically haven't, but we are seeing what's going to be going on with Blackbeard. We still haven't seen anything from Shanks. We've seen Dragon now, like Dragon himself. Maybe Aokiji's gonna show up too. So I don't know. Maybe that guy that we have yet to meet in the Revolutionaries is going to be like devastating. Like at least as strong as Sabo, maybe stronger. Shiryu, I believe it said second ship commander, which means Burgess was in fact the first, which could imply possibly that Burgess was stronger. So some people are saying Burgess was going to be taken out by Blackbeard after Blackbeard learned that he failed to get the Mercenary no Mi, which I think is ridiculous. So yeah, but I still think that Shiryu is going to end up in the grand scheme of things being a more important character than Burgess. Yeah. You know, whole diamond sword killing Mihawk theory. Mugiwara Mappy. Look it up. So yeah, my rating for the chapter, I'm gonna say 10 out of 10. I might say 9 out of 10 just because it's on break next issue, but I don't know if that's the dick move or not. Yeah, and we just came off of Edward Weeble, and like Oda said, here's Edward Weeble, and he threw it out, and then he's like, here's Dragon, next chapter. So maybe Oda will actually keep up with this, like keep shifting around. Obviously, there's still room for him to give us glimpses until the crew is set up on Zoe with the new plot for the island. A lot of people are speculating that Zoe is going to be a very short island, like a very short arc on the island, such as Little Garden. So I guess I'd like that. I mean, that'd give more opportunity in between islands for more chapters like this one. In between arc chapters that show us what's going on in the world outside of the Straw Hats. So tell me what you thought of the chapter. Tell me what you think is going to happen. Any predictions? Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.